But with this district, nothing will shock me.
Former Fayette County Budget Director and Sampson Grimes attorney Brandon Volker shared a letter his client received from FCPS Superintendent Dr. Demetrius Liggins. In the letter, Dr. Liggins says the independent investigation from Tooth Keeney, Cooper, Mohan, and Jackstad PC led him to have to reassign Sampson Grimes to a department not involving budget or finance because of unintentional misconduct.
It's very evident that she's got a target on her back. She's got a superintendent who is seeking to lay blame on everybody but himself.
The letter says Sampson Grimes should have been told her new assignment by the district's chief human resources officer on Monday. Volker says the meeting happened, but Sampson Grimes hasn't received her reassignment.
She's already been removed from them even before the letter. They've denied her access and everything else.
Volker says his client was publicly reprimanded because the findings of the investigation are public information. The investigation focused on Sampson Grimes, Deputy Superintendent Dr. Houston Barber, and then Executive Director of Budgeting and Financial Planning, Rodney Jackson.
I guess Mr. Barber, who's now sought retirement, I guess we're waiting to see what Mr. Jackson's plight is in all this. But it's very evident that her superiors were Barber, Jackson, and Liggins.
On Wednesday, Dr. Barber announced he will be retiring effective September 1. He tells the Herald Leader his retirement is not connected to the independent investigation. Volker says he has reached out to the Kentucky Department of Education Commissioner Robbie Fletcher for a hearing for his client.
She's straight as an arrow, which is what you need when you're dealing with numbers and budgeting and all that. But certainly, this has not helped her professionally in any way.
In Lexington, Madison Carmouche, WKYT.